What's good to YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God, my man Cess. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk. For tonight's segment, we want to do what's hot. And what's hot right now in boxing is a whole lot of different shit. Probably the most popular of the news is what happened on Saturday night between Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury decision in Vladimir Klitschko, giving him his first loss since 2011. Basically stopping his reign as heavyweight. Stopping him from being the most dominant heavyweight in heavyweight history. All he needed was 2 more fights to become that. Actually 3 more, because he was at 24 total wins. Total success, 24 total successful title defenses. Joe Louis is at 26. So he needs to beat Fury. He needs to beat his next guy to tie it. Then somebody else after that to take the first spot. So this would have been 1 of 3. Then he had like 19 straight title defenses. He stopped all of that shit. Now he's the new WBA Super, WBO, IBF, IBO. And if I'm not mistaken, he should now be the Ring magazine at the heavyweight division. Because since he beat the man who beat the man who beat the man, we could keep going. He's now the lineal champ at the heavyweight division. Basically, AKA the motherfucking man now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let my man Cess go first because he picked Vladimir.
I did. Put my faith in him.
Word. Let my man Cess give his assessment. What'd you think of Tyson Fury's performance, man?
Oh, man, his performance was shit. Oh, man, he did what he was supposed to do, man. You know, he was a taller guy. He used that 4-inch reach advantage. He kept his distance. And he just got off more than Vladimir, which isn't hard at all.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, I didn't see this as Tyson Fury winning the fight. I seen it as Vladimir losing it. I mean, his output was absolute. It was just terrible, man. But that's what I say about these guys. When you have fighters that are extremely technical or they're just very fundamentally sound, a lot of times, man, those guys will not throw their hands unless the opportunity just absolutely presents itself. And that has always been my biggest knock on Vladimir Klitschko. He will literally sit there and peck you with the jab for 8 rounds, and then finally, boom, he'll let his right hand go.
Right.
But it has to be at the absolute right time, you know? And it just looked like that's what he was doing in this fight. He let his right hand go probably, if I had to guess, I haven't even looked at the numbers, but if I had to guess, he probably threw his right hand 25 times in a 12-round fight. It was just ridiculous, man. It was, you know, his performance was horrible, and everything that you mentioned earlier, everything that was on the line for Vladimir, the title defenses, the reign as the heavyweight champion, it's all the more reason why he should feel horrible for losing, horrible and ashamed for losing to a guy like Tyson. No skill.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. This dude has no skill whatsoever.
Man, come on, man.
And it was ridiculous, man. All he does, he's just size, and he's just not afraid to get in the ring. He's one of those guys that, you know, if he wasn't fighting, he'd probably be doing some other shit, but he's just like a born-made fighter, you know? He just irritates the shit out of me. I'm sorry, YouTube viewers, but I mean, he has no real skill. He doesn't. He's got decent feet and and kind of quick hands. That's it. Other than that, he sucks. And whoever he fights next, they'll probably beat his ass.
Oh, hell. So this motherfucker fought Eric Molina next. He loses.
Probably.
Johan Duhaupas. You know why I'm mentioning those fucking names, right? Man.
Bomb Squad.
Man, hell
I gotta say.
man. Fuck Fuck that dude, man. All right, look, man. My man is just a little sour because he had Vladimir winning. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's as simple as this. I agree with Sess 100% when it comes to the fight being completely lackluster. It was boring as fuck. It was probably just as bad as Rigo's last fight. It was probably a little bit better than that because there's absolutely no action in the Rigo fight. There's a little action in this.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a little action in this fight, but Tyson Fury did exactly what he needed to do to win this fight, making it a lackluster fight. That's how he was gonna win. Stay on the outside and just pepper Vladimir Klitschko with long shots. That pretty much negates Vladimir Klitschko's jab, which is exactly what he did. Vladimir couldn't get the jab off because he's used to fighting shorter guys with a shorter reach, or guys that are his height or shorter with a longer reach, who end up giving up their reach because they're letting Vladimir dictate the pace of the fight, right? Yeah. That's what he's used to doing. So when he stepped in the ring, just like I said in the prediction video, this motherfucker, it was like I was in the nigga's corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did exactly what I said he needed to do to win. You know what I'm saying? Use your height and your reach advantage and just stick to the outside. Don't even get baited to the inside, because that's exactly what Klitschko needed to do to beat him. All right. Also, the 12th round is exactly what you guys wanted from Vladimir, right? Y'all wanted him to just go at Fury and be like, fuck it. Jonathan Banks said that shit to him. Hey,
yeah, he did.
Fuck the bullshit. You need to get this fight. You need this knockout. He said it like 5 times in the fight. We're fighting from behind. You see what I'm saying? So the round 12 is exactly what you guys wanted to see, but Vladimir can't do that for 12 rounds. You see what I'm saying? He went in there, he hit Tyson Fury with a few right hands. He hit him with the same lunging left hook that knocked out Kubrat Pullov. None of those punches phased him. The only punch that I feel, in my opinion, that phased Tyson Fury was like in round 3 or 4. It was earlier in the fight. They were both coming into a clinch, and as they were moving forward, Vladimir Klitschko let a right hand go, hit Tyson Fury flush on the chin. They clinch. I could see Fury because he's facing the camera at the time. He's blinking real hard like this, and he shakes his head. You know what I'm saying? That was early in the fight. That was the only punch that fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? So even if there's a rematch, which there should be because there was a rematch clause in the contract, right? Even if there was a rematch, all Tyson Fury needs to do is exactly what the fuck I said again. Do exactly what his trainers told him to do, right? He wins again. Vladimir Klitschko is not a pressure fighter. He has no inside game. He has to fight guys that give up their reach if they have a reach advantage, or that are shorter than him, so he can dictate the pace of the fight from mid-range or long range. Yeah. But once a guy's taller, has a longer reach, it's a wrap, B. Like Tyson was fucking with him. He was playing. Like I seen a couple rounds where he turned his head like this, was like, you know what I'm saying? Went like that on some Mayweather shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like he fucked with him.
Yeah, he did. All the more reason why Vladimir should be embarrassed and ashamed. Yeah. Right now.
He treated Vladimir like he was an
bitch.
Yeah, that's even better. Like a straight bitch. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like an amateur. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
I mean, that's all I need to say about that. He did exactly what he needed to do to win. Yeah. And if there's a rematch, I think he would do the exact same thing. And given the fact that Vladimir, it's almost like an old person is set in their ways. Vladimir is set in his ways. You can't change anything about that guy. He's going to do the same shit over again. He'll lose a rematch. And, by the way, fuck Deontay Wilder. Next topic.
It's all good. It's all good. We can see.
My man, Amir Imam.
Young master.
Yes, sir. Gets knocked the fuck out. Now, I'm not surprised, B. This is the crazy shit, though. Me and my man Sess, we talked about doing a hyper nice segment on Amir Imam. Those of you who haven't watched our only video that we have up for the Hyper Nice segment. We have one for Deontay Wilder. We both give our assessment on a fighter, a prospect, or up and coming fighter, and we basically say, is the media hype that he's getting up to par? Basically saying, is he nice or is it all just hype? Right?
Yes.
We were gonna do a segment on that with Amir Imam. I shit y'all not. And I know this is like Monday morning quarterbacking, but my fucking assessment of Amir Imam was gonna be he's all hype. And I feel my man Sess would have said the same thing, because we talked about him on numerous occasions. Yeah. And the biggest thing we try to tell people to do, who were big on Amir Imam, right? We tried to tell them to go back and watch Amir Imam versus Fidel Maldonado Jr. The fucking writing was on the wall since that fight. And I vividly remember reading all these fucking comments in different boxing communities all over social media, right? After Adrian Broner beat Khabib Alikberdiev, and after Victor Postal knocked out Lucas Matisse, a lot of fucking people were saying, oh shit, Amir Imam versus Adrian Broner, that's gonna be the shit. Ooh. Or Amir Imam versus Victor Postal. I was one of the only niggas out there, you know what I'm saying, besides my man Sess. Yeah. We were the only motherfuckers out there basically trying to tell everybody, yo, negative. Amir Imam, I went so far as to say Amir Imam gets knocked the fuck out by Victor Postal. Yeah. I just said Adrian Broner beats him. But I said Imam knocks him the fuck. I mean, Postal knocks Imam the fuck out. This is way before he fought Granados on Saturday. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so I'm not surprised. The fact that this is him, and he goes to the ropes with this shit. It almost looked like my man that just fought Edwin Rodriguez, yo. I don't even remember his name. Man, that Michael Seals. Michael Seals. Remember when he was up against the ropes? Yeah. And the fucking, his shoulder was way down here. So all of this was open, B. Like, how you shoulder roll with your motherfucking shoulder way down here? That's what Amir Imam looks like that when he gets up on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? And so these sluggers, these guys that were applying pressure like Fidel Maldonado Jr., like Granados, they were coming with chopping right fucking hands. And they were hitting this dude with ease. For some reason, I don't know why his trainer does not tell him, yo, your strong suit is not fighting off the ropes. You cannot fight off the ropes to save your fucking life. He looks great in the middle of the ring, right? Yeah. He looks great when he's moving laterally, but when he gets on the ropes, and the fucked up thing is, he voluntarily gets on the ropes. It's not like he's forced there. He goes to the fucking ropes. Yeah. He looks like an amateur. And that's exactly what happened in both of these fucking fights. Go ahead, B.
Nah, man, you pretty much hit everything. I mean, the problem with Amir Imam is, like you said, he defensively, he lacks, man. He lacks defensively. You know what I mean? In the Fidel Maldonado fight, he got hit with just some bullshit, with punches that he just shouldn't even have got hit with. Yeah. You know, and Imam is actually known for having a good jab. Yeah. And when you're known for having a good jab, that means that you can keep guys at bay and you can stop them from getting in the inside when you don't want them to get in the inside. Yep. Especially when they're not on that level. You know what I mean? Or when they're not even on that prospect level. Right. You know? So you have to know how to control dudes, how to control dudes with what your strong suits are. If you're a good jab right hand puncher, then guess what? You got to set that shit up. You know, control the fight with your jab. But Amir doesn't do that. A lot of times he gets away from using his jab, and when he does, guys take advantage of him. Maldonado, I think the fight after Maldonado, he got caught with a couple shots. The one thing about Imam is he banks on being able to hurt a guy or knock a guy out, because he does have a real solid right hand.
Yeah, he does.
The problem is when you get into these dog fights and it's you give, I give, you give, I give, this type of shit happens when you lack defensively and you don't know how to hold. Holding is something that a lot of people complain about, but guess what? If you were taught the fundamentals of boxing, that's one of the things that you would have had to have been taught, and that is when you hurt, hold a motherfucker. It's okay. I mean, it don't mean you a bitch because you holding a dude, you know. But Imam picked the wrong time to hold. He took some unnecessary shots and just got his ass whooped.
Got his ass.
You know?
I mean, the knockout was terrible. I mean, my man was like,
oh yeah, yeah.
Like he was pounding his ass into the fucking mat. Be like, it was, that shit was terrible, man. And like I said, I'm not surprised. This was a writing on the wall. I knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. And like my man Seth said in an earlier conversation we had, he lost to a guy with 4 losses already on his record. I mean, he was what, 15-4? You said.
16-4. 16-4. He's now 17-4 with Amir Imam's name on his record.
Yes, sir.
Bullshit.
The most ironic shit about all this, shout out to my man Bo Bland. He posted this shit a little bit earlier and tagged me in it. Fidel Maldonado Jr. has been rewarded by Golden Boy Promotions, signing him to a multi-year contract.
Damn.
Probably for giving the blueprint on how to beat Amir Imam.
Let's go.
That's
Here's
probably what the fuck happened, yo.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Real talk. Next topic, while we on the topic of guys who are being pushed a little bit too much in the media, getting a little bit too much fucking attention, gotta get my man Errol Spence, a guy that I like a lot. A guy that my man Seth likes a lot. He's a local guy around here. My man Seth was actually at the fight Saturday. And, I mean, the whole thing is he gets hit too fucking much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen, this is something else that was writing all over the wall. I mean, start at Phil Lo Greco and move on up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Phil Lo Greco's jab bothered him.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Van Heerden landed his jab at will against Errol Spence, and I was voicing the fuck out of that after that Van Heerden fight, because I watched that fight maybe 3 times already.
Yeah.
Then the first time I watched it, I noticed everything that I noticed in the second or the third time watching it. You know what I'm saying? About him just at will. Van Heerden just popped that shit, and it landed. It landed probably when Van Heerden wasn't even trying to land it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then now in this last fight that he had, he got hit again. I let my man Sess tell us what was the most significant punch for Barrera. Go ahead, man.
Man, like you said, 2K, I was at the fight this weekend, man, and I had a extremely good viewpoint of just everything that was going on. And I mean, like you said, Errol Spence gets hit too much. You know, I like him. I'm real high on him. I've had the opportunity to meet him. He's a real cool dude. He's a humble guy. But at the end of the day, you know, me being on the outside looking in, he tends to walk into punches.
Yep.
And that to me is very alarming, because I'll let a guy slide if he gets hit with a shot that was set up, you know, double jab right hand, or, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? If you set a shot up the right way, chances of the guy in front of you getting hit are pretty high, you know. So I'll give you a pass on that. The thing with Errol Spence is that he tends to walk into shots, and a lot of it is because of the brutal body punches that he throws. Yep. You know, he's actually trying to get inside so he can just unleash these hard ass fucking body shots that he's able to throw. He's a very good puncher. I think a lot of people sleep on that. Yeah. And I don't mean puncher in terms of, you know, just being like a Golovkin or a Kovalev or somebody like that, but puncher just in terms of very accurate. He hits you wherever he wants to hit you. He has a very good jab. It's very heavy. Like you said earlier, 2K, his jab is like flinging a fucking right hand at you. You know, it's a heavy shot. Only thing is, you can't get ahead of yourself. And that's what he was doing against Alejandro Barrera. And Barrera was making him pay. He was hitting Errol Spence with some good, solid fucking uppercuts.
Blue!
Right, exactly. When you have that high guard, a lot of guys tend to try to shoot straight at the guard. A lot of guys used to try to do that to Winky Wright. You can't shoot straight at the guard because you're not going to get him down the middle.
Yes.
The way to go about fighting a guy with a high guard is you come underneath it or you come around it.
Yes, sir.
And Alejandro Barrera had a very good uppercut, and it was hitting Spence. And there was actually one shot that he caught Spence with, man. And I seen Spence's eyes get this wide. I mean, they opened up, you know, as if it were a good shot, but he was able to keep himself composed. But I just have to think about what's gonna happen when he gets to the upper echelons of the division, you know, and he goes against the real punchers like Keith Thurman or somebody that's as strong as a Kell Brook. You know, Kell Brook has a very good jab himself. You know, he's got a heavy fucking jab.
Right.
You know, so when you start,
and
yes, exactly, a very good check left hook. For somebody that comes at you the way that Spence does, a check left hook would be right on time. Yep. You know, and like I said, I'm not downplaying, man, any of his skills. He's a fundamentally sound fighter. For him to be a prospect, and I think Derrick James really counts for a lot because he listens to Derrick James like no other. You know, so him having James in his corner will do him some good. But what they have to do right now, ASAP, yesterday, is correct his defensive flaws.
Yes, sir.
They need to jump on top of it now because his name is being mentioned with guys that have already been in some tough fights.
Yeah.
So those guys are used to getting hit, and those guys are used to going to war.
Yes, sir.
You know? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Spence said something that was very telling at the end of the fight. Now, I don't know how many people caught on to this, but he said that Alejandro Barrera was very awkward. Okay? Now, I don't read much into that sometimes, but when you're a prospect and your name's being mentioned with certain guys, I do have to read into it. What it tells me is that he's still learning. He's still learning how to fight different styles, and he's still learning how to fight different guys different ways. You know? So, like Floyd, if Floyd says a guy is awkward, he can always make the adjustment, you know, and play the opponent into his hands. Spence has yet to make that adjustment. Spence right now, what he's doing is he's sticking to the game plan. So when a guy is awkward, which is very good, he doesn't let that fool him and he starts doing dumb shit. You know, he doesn't do that. He sticks to the game plan, which is get inside and just kill his body. But against the upper echelons of the division, when a guy is awkward, you have to make an adjustment. You know, you're not veering away from the game plan, you're just adding something into it on the fly. So that's gonna be very telling, man. I just don't want them to push him onto a guy right now.
Yes, absolutely, great point. Good job breaking all that shit down, B. I mean, Errol, if you fucking listening, my nigga, please, don't feed into the hype, B. You're not ready. Next topic, and the last one for tonight's segment. Jean Pascal at the pre-fight presser.
I'm a warrior.
Motherfucker called Sergey Kovalev a racist because of the picture that he posted months ago of a gorilla and basically calling him Adonis Stevenson. Now, on this topic, back when it first happened, I was torn by this. You know what I'm saying? Because white people tend to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To get under black people's skin. We know this. We all fucking know this, right?
Yep.
But the other thing is, Adonis Stevenson really does look like a motherfucking gorilla. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker really does look like a gorilla. So with me thinking that he really looks like a gorilla, I can't be like, oh nigga, that shit was racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, but I do know the undertones that a lot of white people do. Not all white people, but the racist white people. I know the undertones that they do. You know what I'm saying? To basically try to get under our skin. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that it wasn't completely racist, But I'd rather just stick to boxing on this issue.
Yeah.
And I like to think, like I said, Adonis Stevenson does look like a fucking gorilla. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, if John Pascal wants to see this as racist, or anybody else for that matter, I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's boxing. Do what you do to get underneath your opponent's skin.
Yep.
But John Pascal is using this as motivation. He said this has now become personal, right? So basically, he's doing this like, I'm about to whoop this motherfucker's ass for all black people in the world. And my response to that is, why you, nigga? Let's get Uniski Gonzalez or somebody, because you done already lost to this motherfucker. Yeah,
exactly. Let Andre Ward do that.
Yeah, let Ward do that shit. I don't want you being the guy that's the face of black people in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because you already lost to this white dude.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Not you, B. Not you. Somebody else, man. I don't know, man. I just don't. If he uses it for motivation, that's good. Hopefully, he trains a lot better. I want to see Andre Ward fight Sergey Kovalev, but I'm always down for an upset.
Oh yeah. I don't mind it at all. You know, if he uses it as motivation and he beats Kovalev, then hey, that's great. You know, it is what it is. Like you said, I'm always down for an upset. The thing is, man, John Pascal, like you said, he has to change something just in his training camp. You know, I heard he has a different trainer. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that, YouTube. Okay. But the thing is, with Pascal, I remember in the first fight, he had his lead trainer and Roy Jones Jr. in his corner. It doesn't work like that. You know, you can't have two voices going off at the same time in one fucking corner when you're fighting one of the top dudes in the division and he's hitting you with some hard fucking shots. You don't need two voices in your ear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got one guy who knows you because he's been with you for so long, and then you have another guy who you're trying to impress or who you're trying to take some of his style and implement it in this fight. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. You know, it just does not work like that, man. So if that's his motivation, shit, he need to come out the fight and I mean he needs to come out and fight like it's his last fight. The only scary part about that is Kovalev just might make it his last fight because I'm sure that's motivation for Kovalev too. You know, shit, you want to call me out in front of all of these people and you want to, you know, embarrass me or you know, bring up something that could do damage to my image. You know, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out and make everybody forget that you even said something about that.
Absolutely.
So, and Kovalev is definitely one of those fighters who I believe everything that people say about him, man. He's a nasty dude. Yeah. You know, he's a nasty dude. I know for a fact that they had to tell him to stop punching the walls in his dressing room because of the fear of him trying to break down the gloves. You know, so Kovalev is one of those dudes, man, that that knows he hits hard, and you know, he does certain shit to implement that in the fight. So we just gonna have to see, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I like how he's got a newfound motivation. I like how he can't wait to get back in the ring with Kovalev, given how he was knocked out in the first fight. And it wasn't like he was stretched on his back. Yeah. I mean, he was hit with some hard shots and the referee called the fight. Yeah. And he looked like he was out of there on his feet, but as soon as they called the fight, my man perked up, was like, no, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see that he's ready to jump right back in the ring with this guy after he's actually felt all the power that he can do, right? Yeah. So that tells me that he might have something up his sleeve. A lot of people are shitting on this fight, you know, since Kovalev won by knockout in the first meeting. A lot of people are like, oh, this is bullshit. I think this is a good fight. I can't wait to see it January 30th. I think Pascal's got something up his sleeve. I've never really been high on Pascal. He's a little too sloppy for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, you never know. He can crack as well. So, and I've seen Kovalev get knocked down by Blake Caparello. So, you never know. Anything can happen.
Yep.
All right, YouTube. We're gonna go ahead and conclude this. Do what you do in the comment section and be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.